You're listening to the Be a Better Lawyer podcast with Dina Cataldo, episode 166. So how do high-achieving lawyers break through generations of being taught that we have to grind ourselves into the ground to get results for clients, build a successful business, and create a life we love? While law schools are busy teaching the rule of law, they're slacking on teaching us how to be a better human to create for ourselves the success we thought we'd achieve after law school. This podcast bridges the gap between law school and life. Hello, my friend. How are you today? I am so excited to announce something to you. I have told very few people, but I'm going to tell you. Before I do, though, I want to make sure you have watched Calendar Management 101 for Lawyers. You're going to learn the keys to making more time for yourself, to make space, to allow the kind of possibility I am talking about in this episode. We cannot dream big unless we give ourselves time to do it. If we allow ourselves to be trapped in our circumstances, we won't take the actions we need to make the change we want. And let me tell you, what I talk about in Calendar Management 101 for lawyers is what I needed to learn in order to make the changes that I made today. It's one big piece. If you're overwhelmed or stressed out with your caseload, go to dinacataldo.com/calendar101 and you'll get instant access to the training. I'm telling you, this will change everything for you if you just let it and start implementing what I talk about. Okay, let's talk about possibility. This episode is about allowing possibility, and I wouldn't be making the changes I'm making in my life right now if I hadn't allowed myself to be open to possibility years ago. Allowing possibility let me have a tiny seed of a dream and then nurture it and care for it until I could build the capacity to have what I wanted. Our ability to open up to possibility directly corresponds to our capacity to have what we want. That makes sense, right? We can't have what we want unless we know what we want and what we don't want. Years ago, I opened up myself to the possibility that I would stop practicing the law and do something else. I wasn't sure what that would be, and I had a lot of thoughts about whether it would even be possible for me to do so. I had law school debt, credit card debt, a mortgage. I was living 100% from my circumstances. But allowing this possibility and building the capacity helped me do something a lot of people only dream of. Last week, I let my employer know that my last day at the office will be January 4th, 2022. I will be talking more about all the background that went into making that decision and all the mind drama that I needed to work through over the years to get to this point in other episodes. The reason I am telling you this here is because we're talking about possibility, and so many of us don't allow ourselves to think about possibility. Instead, we stay in realistic land. We have general desires that we don't think much about, like love, safety, ease, maybe a desire for more time. Few people take the time to open up to possibility and think about what they really want above their basic needs and wants. Even fewer of us take the steps necessary to build the capacity to have what we want. We hold ourselves back from opening ourselves up to possibility. I believe it's because doing so requires huge mental effort to override our hardwired primal programming, the need for love, safety, ease. We want to love and be loved. We want to feel that we belong. Going after what we want may mean we're judged by others. They may disagree with our choices. We may let them talk us out of what we want if we haven't built the capacity to trust ourselves. We fear losing love if we go after what we want. We want safety. Where we are right now and what we've done so far has kept us alive. If we change the rules, we're scared we may be unsafe. We may no longer have the roof over our head or the food on our table. We haven't built the capacity to make a decision and have our own backs. We want ease, calm, Having a big dream jeopardizes that because things will change. There's no way around that. You'll need to learn skills you've never had a reason to learn before, like overriding the fear of losing love and safety. We need to build the capacity to have what we want by building new skill sets. That means making time from seemingly thin air. It means stop living from circumstances and allowing possibility that we have the time we need. If we are overwhelmed and feel like we don't have enough time to handle our caseloads and deal with everything life sends to us, even thinking about a new dream may feel stressful to you. Because you're thinking you can't possibly make time to go after a dream. You tell yourself it's impossible, and you fail before you even begin. I'll ask new clients what they want, and they'll tell me, I don't know. I just want to stop feeling overwhelmed. I tell them, perfect. You are in the right place. We're going to handle that during our time together. But what if I could wave a magic wand and could give you anything you wanted? What would it be? Just changing the way I ask that question cracks their mind open to possibility. They're able to say they want to practice a different kind of law or do something completely unrelated to the law. They can tell me they have a goal to make more money and have fewer clients. They can tell me that they want to build a completely different business or write a book. And in that moment, their eyes, they light up, but they don't believe yet that it's possible for them. Verbalizing it puts it out there, and writing it down, what they want, it gives them a new point of focus. They're no longer focused on why everything in their life is so hard, and instead they begin to focus on why they want to make it easier for themselves. Take a moment right now and ask yourself, what would you do if I could wave a magic wand for you and make anything happen for you? What would it be? What do you want? And if that doesn't open your mind to possibilities, I want you to imagine someone you look up to. What would you do if you had their courage? If you answer these questions truly, you will never come up with an answer that's beyond your reach. I don't believe that we're ever given a dream that is entirely out of reach. Maybe we achieve it and maybe we don't, but it's a possibility for us if we focus on it. Your dream may be beyond your reach in this very second because you haven't yet built your capacity to have it, but you have the ability to build that capacity. My clients are open to possibility, but they don't yet have the capacity to have what they want. They come to me with one or several dreams and they want to make them happen and they need help. I help them build the capacity to have what they want. One of my clients is building the capacity to have a practice where she practices several months out of the country. She didn't know how she was going to do it. She just knew she wanted it. Now she's recognizing that she's generating the income she wants, and she's discovering the systems she can put into place and the decisions she needs to make it happen for herself. And I have no doubt that she's going to pull this off. Coaching compresses timelines because we're not just sitting back dreaming about one day. We take serious action when we have someone in our corner cheering us on and helping us just build the capacity along the way to our dream. And that's why I am so fervent about coaching, because it has helped me build the capacity to get to the place where I am right now, where I can leave my job. That capacity may be how we need to think about obstacles and overcome them, making decisions from an empowered place, thinking differently about socialized norms than we ever have. So many of us shut ourselves off to possibility because we hear the voices of other people and the beliefs we've been sold by society in our heads. The voices that say, you don't have the time. Only other people can have that. You don't have the money. What will other people say about you? Who do you think you are? You don't know how to do it. You should be happy with what you have. You're being greedy if you want more than what you have. You're a bad person if you do that. These voices pop up whether you're deciding to do something like leave the law, do something radical in your current legal practice, or consider making a change like leaving your spouse. All of these voices are also your brain's way of creating fear so you don't lose your perceived safety, love, and easy life. And let me tell you, it is all perception. There is no such thing as guaranteed safety, love, or the easy life. It's up to us to overcome all of these voices and do the scary things that make us feel alive. When I knew it was time to leave my position at the DA's office and coach full-time, it was not a snap decision. I had to learn to overcome these voices in my head, and they took years to overcome. I also had to learn to stop working from circumstance. Every time my brain told me I couldn't afford training to help me be a better coach, I had to have a conversation with myself and let myself know I was not going to work from circumstance anymore. I would find the money, whether that meant borrowing it, making a new client, selling something, or forgoing something else I wanted. We cannot change our circumstances until we stop working from our circumstances. I can't repeat that enough. If I sound a little fired up right now, I am, because this is so important for us to get if we want anything to change in our life. Every time my brain told me that I didn't have time, I had to take a hard look at what I was prioritizing in my life and decide to cut things out and say no to things and change my sleep patterns. I was not always a morning person. When we are open to possibility, these kinds of choices become easier to make. When you have a focus point, you begin to see where the current choices you're making are out of alignment with what you want. Ask yourself right now, what do you want? Then ask yourself, what beliefs are you willing to give up to make it happen? Are you willing to do the uncomfortable work to make your dreams come true? I think you are. Otherwise, you wouldn't be listening to this podcast. If we're not actively choosing to go after what we want, we are deciding to stay stagnant. If you're ready to go after what you want, I would love to help you. Book a call with me and we can talk. Go to dinacataldo.com to do that. When we talk, we're going to explore where you want to open yourself up to possibility and create a plan to make it happen for you. This is your life. You get to decide how you want to live it. All right, my friend. I can't wait to share more of my adventures with you. I have so much I want to talk to you about. There's just so much that I'm going to be working through even as I transition into this new business full time. So I want to take you along with me. And I really want to hear from you. So go find me on Instagram at dina.cataldo. Tell me what's going on with you. Tell me your reaction to this podcast. Leave a review. Tell me what your thoughts are. I want to hear from you. And if there's anything that you have a fear about, something that, you have this dream, you have this possibility opened up in your mind about something different you want to do in your life, tell me what it is, but tell me what your fears are, what's coming up for you. I want to talk to you about this, and I want to have a conversation about this in the podcast. All right. That was fun. I got kind of fired up on that one. This is just like, it means so much to me. Like, this is just such a passion of mine talking to you about this. So yeah, let's do this. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.